Good morning, YouTube! Welcome back to the Retro Reseller channel, where today we're going to be talking about how much I spent to start my eBay reselling business. As you can see here, I've got a number of supplies on hand involved with the packaging and listing of my items. Starting off, we've got this LED daylight bulb with 1500 lumens. I'll be upfront and say I don't really understand any of the terminology involved with light bulbs, but what I learned through trial and error is you definitely want something rated as daylight. I couldn't decide at the store, so I also grabbed this soft white bulb with 4060 lumens because it was supposed to be brighter. While it may have been brighter, it also had a yellowish hue, and the pictures didn't turn out well. I got lucky that there are relatively low overhead lights where I'm keeping my inventory, otherwise I would have spent extra money for a lamp or something. As it stands, I spent $10 on these two bulbs, but looking back I could have just spent the $5 on the daylight bulb. Next up, we've got some store brand cling wrap, which I use to wrap every item to avoid the risk of water damage in transit. Obviously I hope the mailer holds, but just in case, I use cling wrap. I also think it shows that greater care was taken in fulfilling the item, and as a customer, I appreciate that kind of thing, so hopefully other people do too. This ran me around $3.50. It would have been a little cheaper, but I wanted the slider to cut the cling wrap for me instead of just tearing it, because that makes things so much easier and was well worth the 50 cents for me. After that, we've got a basic roll of packing tape I picked up at the Dollar Tree for $1.25. Also at Dollar Tree, I found these sheets of white gift tissue paper, and as you can see, they were selling packs of 35 for $1.25, so I grabbed 4 of them. I used one for each item, so that $5 has me covered for the next 140 orders I fulfill. I also grabbed a large amount of mailers, paying $12 for 100 of them, so 12 cents each. I was happy with the price, but once I saw them in person, I wish I'd just gone with the boxes, and moving forward, that's what I plan to do. These mailers are just really thin, and while I do wrap my items in cardboard and bubble wrap before I put them in the mailer, I'd still feel safer about the VHS tapes I send arriving intact if they were in boxes. I think I'm going to be spending around 50 to 75 cents each box, but the increase in shipping cost is worth it to me, especially since the quality and price of my items are going up as I learn what's worth more. If anyone has any recommendations on where to find boxes for a lower price, let me know in the comments below. Speaking of bubble wrap, that's what I have in this giant box under the table. I got lucky with a sale that was going on, and I paid $18 for this whole 200-foot roll. It's got 3/16-inch bubbles, so they're not very big, but that's fine with me, and it will help from bulking up the tapes when I start using boxes, allowing me to use smaller boxes, which are cheaper to purchase. It's also perforated every 12 inches, which means I have enough here for roughly 200 orders, using one per tape. Last up for supplies, we have the white foam boards I'm using as a background, and those I picked up at the Dollar Tree as well. They're nothing special, and in time I'll probably upgrade to carpet or canvas, but for now they get the job done and give me the white background I need for the algorithm. As a side note, I also bought the table I have everything sitting on for $40, which I am considering part of my business investment because I needed it to take the photos I use for my listings. If you have something around the house though, I don't think it's really a necessary expense for everyone that's just starting out, and I'm also going to spend about $80 on some shelving later this week, but that would also depend on what you're selling, how much you plan to keep on hand, and if you already have places to store your items. Anyway, after the cost of supplies, which I totaled up to $172, we have to look into my largest cost so far, my inventory. I'll be entirely upfront and say I most certainly went way overboard buying my initial inventory. Between thrift shops and Facebook Marketplace, I've spent roughly $250. Currently, my inventory is primarily VHS tapes, and on average I spent around 35 cents each. I've also got around $60 invested in books, $1 I spent on 4 cassette tapes, and another $1 I spent on 2 Disneyland records. In addition, with the marketplace fees, I came across a random portable DVD player as well as a TV with a built-in VCR, but those I included into the cost of the tapes. Nonetheless, clearly I bought way too much inventory up front. Honestly, the amount that I bought was almost overwhelming, but I love organizing things, especially media, and so I've been chipping away at my stock, doing 8 listings every day and testing at least 8 tapes to make sure they're in working order before I list them. That reminds me, I spent another $6 on a VCR that I used to test my tapes, and I'm pretty sure that's the last of what I bought. All told, I've invested $428 so far on my eBay resale business, from money spent on supplies to inventory and the other odds and ends I've listed above. I think it was a poor choice, and I should have greatly reduced how much I spent on inventory to make sure I wasn't building such a large backlog of things that need listed, but you live and you learn. I could have just done books on Amazon, and if I had, I'd have invested $75 on a Bluetooth scanner and called it a day, but I want to do VHS and other forms of retro media, so that's what I'm going to do. Moving forward, I'm becoming more particular in what I buy, sourcing less and working to get everything I have right now listed or drafted by the end of the month so that I can add new inventory as it comes in. In all likelihood, I'll be paying to have an actual store on eBay next month, upgrading from the free plan I'm using now, but it makes sense financially given how many items I have to list, and my goal to start listing 30 a day by the end of this year. Ending on a positive note, I did make my first sale just a couple days ago, and everything went really well. I made a little over $8 on a 4 Dummies book I picked up for $1 and spent about 50 cents to ship between packaging and so forth, which netted me about $6.50 in profit. With returns like that giving me hope, I'm going to keep going and push myself to do more so that I can get more sales moving forward. Well everyone, I think that about wraps up this video. Thanks for watching, and smash the like button if you felt like you learned something today. My next video is going to be showing how I package my items, as well as a look at some of the valuable VHS tapes I've sourced since I made this video. I hope I'll see you there.